Hi Bible 101, it's Sarah. So we're back for another session on the Psalms. You might remember about a month ago we had our introduction to the Psalms. I'm going to remind us of some of what you learned then, and then I'm going to introduce a cool art project for you to work on together. So you might remember that the Psalms are kind of right in the middle of the Bible. When you have a Hebrew Bible and New Testament together, they sometimes fall right in the center of the whole book. And there are well over 100 Psalms, and they really are prayers, and they're very poetic. And they are prayers that have been prayed for centuries by Jews and Christians. They're very sacred to us. And you may remember, or you may have noticed in our worship, we often have a psalm as one of our readings before the sermon. And many times when we have the Psalms as a reading, we do it responsively. So a leader says a line and then the congregation says the next line. And it's a really nice way to take in the Psalms. So many people pray the Psalms. Sometimes they pray them out loud. Sometimes they pray them to themselves. Sometimes they're put to music. And we have some beautiful Psalms, which are called the Massachusetts Bay Psalms, in our hymnal, in the front section of our hymnal, which is the section of hymns that were written in Cambridge by First Church folks. So we sing them frequently, and they're quite beautiful. One other thing I want to point out about the Psalms today, since we are near the end of Lent, we're on the 5th Sunday of Lent now, and next week we begin Holy Week. I want to point out that Jesus prayed the Psalms in Holy Week, actually in his last hours of life when he was being crucified. He, according to the Gospels, he prayed parts of the Psalms out loud in his pain and suffering. At one point he said, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And that's directly from Psalm 22. And according to the Gospel of Luke, he prayed a little bit of Psalm 31 by saying, "Father," meaning God, "Father, into your hands I commend my spirit." So the Psalms are a central piece of who we are as people of Christian faith. So today, you are going to get a chance to create a psalm book. And all you need for this is one piece of paper, like copy sheet paper, 8.5 by 11, and a pair of scissors. So I'm going to show you how you make the book with one cut and a bunch of folds. And then when you get together again with Phil, you can create your psalm books by choosing verses from the Psalms to put on the pages of your book. Okay? So first thing you do, take your paper, hold it like so, and fold it in half. And make some really good creases like you're doing origami. That's important for this. Now it's in half, now fold it in half again. So now it's in quarters, 4 parts, and do it one more time. So you should end up with this, which looks like a little mini book, but we don't have enough pages yet. So open it up just to this point where we have, it's folded in half still, and you can see the 4 squares with your folds. Now find the part that opens right here. Do you see that? And then this is where there's a fold. Keep the fold on the bottom and the open part on the top. Now get your scissors, and on the folded end, find your crease and just cut halfway up to the intersection of the creases, like that. Okay? Now you can open up your paper again all the way, and you see you have a hole in the middle. So now with that hole in the middle, we are going to fold the paper. Let's see if I can do this. Yikes. We're going to, there it is. Actually, before we fold again, you see on the sides, on the same fold where the cut now is, there are two parts that are still folded. Make sure those are super crisp. So use your fingernails or a edge of your scissors or something to make these two parts super crisp, okay? Now it does this. Do you see that? How you can make it move? So start with it folded like this, then open it and connect those two parts. And now you're going to fold, use this becomes your binding of your book. And I make sure all the paper is folded in there, and I make that a crisp binding. Now my little book has 8 pages. Page number 1 on the cover, 2 and 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7, and 8. So now you can make a psalm book for the 7 days of the week. You have 8 pages. So you can use 7 pages plus a cover. And you can put verses from Psalms on each page. You can even put verses from morning and night on each page. Starting at the beginning of the week, you can start with Sunday or Monday, whichever you prefer, and go through all 7 days of the week until you reach the end. I encourage you to decorate your psalm book too. And then it's something you can keep for yourself, for your own personal prayer, or maybe you give it to someone who might appreciate it. Okay, have a good time, everyone. Bye.